Oh. Welcome to Techtalk, and Karam, it's a brand new year, 2020. Wow, you survived another year. I survived being with you for another year, so that's quite an accomplishment. Okay,
Okay.
but that aside, right? As we start this new year, new decade,
Yeah.
one of the big
Wow.
questions that remains always is about human capital,
Yeah.
and especially digital talent, right, in
Sure,
Malaysia.
yeah.
And it's interesting to see a couple of articles come out on how we may actually have a big need for digital kid talent, but there's also seems to be universities, there are a lot of students who are looking to get and study university programs
Already in, yeah,
in computer
so-
science and related industries. Talk us through that a bit.
Yeah, well, I spoke to the president of MMU, right? And also the president of Taruk, which is Tengku Abdul Rahman University College. So the acronym is a bit funny.
Tarok means okay.
Taruk, yeah. So they were both saying that I think since the last 4-5 years, intake in their computer science and IT faculties have doubled in some cases, right?
That's not surprising, right? I mean,
Okay.
technically, most kids will know that technology is the space to go into,
Yeah.
getting into digital.
Yeah.
What else
Well,
did you find out?
so
How-
what-
can,
what
can,
was-
they- can, they, can we keep up the demand?
Well, you don't know, right? It depends on students
Meaning
and
the number of
parents.
teachers,
Yeah, of course.
the capability.
So actually, both presidents said that the challenge was actually to recruit enough people to come in and be teachers, because our Malaysian quality, there's a MQA, right? The
Yeah.
Quality Organization for Education has this ratio of 15 students for one faculty. So if you want to bring in more students, right, you got to make sure you've got enough faculty there for this ratio, which they don't compromise on. So the
And is that a problem? Is that a problem?
Dr. Lee from Taruk says that he likes to joke that his recruitment for computer science IT faculty is actually not ongoing year round. So he said it's becoming more challenging
And that's because he's losing them, or
no.
because the doubling of the students?
Because the industry wants them so much, right? So the packages industry offers is more, right? For him to get you to come and be a faculty will be so hard, because you've been demanded by industry, and you're earning in the six-figure salary easily, right, per year and more. So, and even to get students to stay on after graduating and to do postgraduate also, he says it's very difficult. There's so much demand for the students, and he said the good thing is parents and students are increasingly seeking careers in the computer sciences, and it's a good for them. He said it's a good problem to have, because then he said if your country doesn't have enough digital talent, it's hard for you to be a winning participant in the IR 4.0, which is Industrial Revolution, right?
Yep. And does that mean, some of the things like MDEC and Talent Corp and others have been trying to bring in talent because we lack it, right? There's a need to bring, and maybe the focus should be on teachers also, right? To bring in good tech.
I think no, because they to bring in talent, right? You can only bring in so many people back, right? Anyway, your tier 1 talent is the one that goes overseas, right? Not your C+ talent.
Understand.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, right? Now you have these guys who are not coming back as teachers. There's not enough. So and that's because there's so much demand. By bringing foreign talent in, especially in the technology sector, ease that demand. You then get people to get higher level skill. Right? I don't just get a diploma, I get a degree, I go higher to my masters, and you start to. Ultimately, if you think about Stanford, you think of the technology places,
campuses,
Google. They thrive because they built around campus, and it was not just low level, basic programming, but getting it to the next level, right? And there needs to be that kind of ecosystem, right?
I'm wrong. It's so bad of us to say, look like what Google is doing.
Understand.
So that is those guys are outliers. Yeah.
Agreed.
But
how do they build that ecosystem?
Well, the ecosystem is currently already being built. Like MDEC, you talk about that. Look, MDEC has since 2014 been engaging with secondary schools. So you got to talk about the pipeline, right? And they've been engaging with school counselors and to say that look
to get a pipeline up.
And so you understand that kids have a viable career in the sciences, in the computer sciences, right? So just some quick numbers, right?
Sure.
According to MDEC, 88,000 teachers in the country have been trained in computer science and computational thinking, and then you've impacted more than 1.2 million students, and you've got there's this thing called digital ninjas also. So from all the students from Form 1 to Form 5, MDEC has picked the students who've shown the most interest in the computer sciences, right? And they call them digital ninjas, and you give them a bit more concentrated training, and they go for one day, like during the school holidays. Like 60 of them went to iFlix actually in last December, and they went through the whole thing of different groups within iFlix, right? Product development, digital marketing.
Okay, that's good news.
And so these things are going on. This is not sexy, right? But this has been ongoing.
But it's important things. So why is it there's a perception or reality? I'm not sure
because
that the education quality is getting worse.
First of all,
and we don't have enough talent and all these things, right?
No, because people are crying out for more and more. No, not enough talent is universal. No country says they got enough talent, and that's because I think when I first went on BFM DNA in 2012, they asked us a question about that, right? And actually covering technology for so long, so around 2008 was when I realized that suddenly what was happening, even Malaysian companies were starting to want good talent joining them. They didn't want just the C talent or whoever I can get. So even now, not just the big company, everybody wants, not universal, no. No, because when I was covering technology for the first, you could get whoever you can. No, because if that's all you can get like, hey, you're good enough, right? I don't look at people who are like really good or high. Now, especially with startups, they all want good talent to join them, and they're fighting for that. So the demand is so much higher, so that's why people are talking about it.
So as we start this new year, what can we take from this?
I think the fact that there is a lot
going on. What should we be doing?
So no, you keep on doing what you're doing at a micro level with your kids, right? You encourage your kids to do whatever you want, right?
Especially on the digital side,
especially on the digital side. Actually, just as a final comment, Dr. Lee from Techtalk said that actually, because he's not sure even if a professor lecturing has got a viable future 10 years from now. So he says that everyone has to develop, you've got to develop short-term competencies in the area you're going to pursue, whether it's accounting, engineering, art, or whatever, right? Industrial design. But he said, augmented with that short-term skills, you must have a layer of digital skills also. So those competencies so you must be digitally competent in whatever, whether from anthropology to zoology, because that's going to always be there, right? Whereas the field you're in may change very fast. It may change, not totally be wiped away, but the form and shape of it may change. So you got to be ready, and having yourself that base of digital competency gives you that like insurance policy, so you stay on the ball, right? Or stay on the wave.
So Karam is going to transform in 2020 to a parenting coach?
Well, not so much
parents,
parenting.
Here's what you need to know.
I actually really, my challenge is I need to be a bit more of a digital, a data analyst, a data journalist, right? Because I totally suck at that. There is a little bit of technical, things that I need to learn, but I need to do that. Otherwise, I'm just not walking the talk, right?
So there you have it, 2020. Karam's resolution: be a little bit more data-driven. Don't just talk. But as parents, I mean, good advice. Get your kids involved in technology. Get your kids involved in programming. Get your kids involved in the digital space. Because in the next decade, I mean, at least this decade, I guess, not next, this decade of the 20s, we will start to see a lot more businesses, a lot more organization transform into digital organizations. I think you can't fight it. At some point in time, you have to accept it.
No, you have to accept it. If you want to thrive, you have to accept it. If you want to just even maintain the status quo, maybe you have to accept it, because the bar keeps getting raised, right?
Absolutely.
Like, just a quick one ending we were ranked, so by the way,
competitive, you mean IMD?
The IMD Digital Competitiveness Index 2019, in terms of talent and education, training and education, they rank Malaysia number 11 in the world, actually out of 63 countries, but these 63 countries are the US, Japan, Korea, all the big guys, right? We were ranked 11, so we're doing a lot of things right at the training, at the education level, which is the core space you're involved in, right?
Absolutely.
But of course we need to do more.
And then we lose some of them to Singapore and to all the rest
of the world. That's just the world, but we can attract guys from the Philippines and Indonesia to come, so it's not just
so with that, I think it's a good message for 2020. Let's all keep improving ourselves.
Have to, right?
Karam's going to promise to keep improving and add more data to his dialogues.
Oh man, I'm sweating, man.
And let's hold him to that, right? December 31st, 2020, let's hold him to that. And for all of us, let's make our kids better by getting involved in technology and digital. Have a great week. Happy New Year to everyone, and blessed 2020. Let's have a great 2020 together. Here's Tech Talk for you this Friday.